Our Jared Greenberg and Steve Smith are, I would imagine, unpacking a few bags after those final few minutes in the fourth quarter.
Hey.
I doubt that Duncan Robinson ever packed, and he's sitting down with them. Go ahead.
That's
Jared.
right. Just for the record, Smitty and I were one of the few media members here in the bubble that have not packed up, or you'll never know the truth. Michigan State. Some Sparty Wolverine love here. 7 threes for Duncan Robinson. Listen, I know you're going to tell me that you've got more work to do and you've got to get back to the hotel, get some sleep, and get ready for Game 6 on Sunday. But first, you're going to tell me the truth about your journey to get here and hitting 7 threes in a win-or-go-home situation. How freaking cool is that?
It's pretty special. Truthfully, it's incredibly humbling just because I certainly never expected to be here. So I just try to be grateful for every opportunity that I'm given, go out and prove my teammates and coaches right, because they want me to shoot the ball every time I touch it. So it's easy to be clear in the mind when they're telling you that.
Well, you know, Duncan, I've watched all the guys tell you shoot it. And I looked at those first 4 games, and you had confidence you was knocking it down. But it was something different today. You went hunting shot. You started asking for shots. What was the difference today, whether they were going in or not, just your mindset?
As this series has gone on, I'm getting more and more comfortable. And truthfully, I was very disappointed in how I came out, really, in those first 2 games. I felt like I wasn't myself and what I've been all year. And like I said, credit to these guys, because they're just always in my ear. They're relentless, always asking me to be aggressive and do my job. And obviously, it helps when the ball goes through a little bit. That obviously builds confidence as well. So it was nice to see some go, and then I just try to continue to be aggressive.
Duncan, when, watching you shoot the basketball, people got to understand what happens before. Take me through what's going on, because there's a lot of grab and holding. Talk to me about before you get a chance to get your feet set to take a shot. What's the mindset of you? Because this looks like they're trying to be physical.
Coach Spo always says persistence. That's a key for me. So particularly at this stage, everything's scouted. Everyone knows what you're trying to do. And, truthfully, I hardly take 2. So they know I'm trying to take 3s. And it falls on me to be persistent and get to my spots and really do whatever it takes to get open. And a lot of times that's cutting, screening, running all the way, from one side of the floor to the other, whatever it takes. At this stage, it's just all about winning. So if that's going to help my team win, that's what I do.
You rarely take 2s, and Jimmy Butler rarely takes 3s. But tonight, based on the defense the Lakers were playing, he needed to go and take some 3s. How much was that part of the intentional game plan tonight, that he had to space the floor?
Well, Jimmy, you just can't put him in a box. People want to say that he can't do this or that, and he's just the ultimate competitor. So when you put him on this stage, he'll just do whatever it takes to win. And I think you guys all saw that tonight. I think you've seen it throughout this series, and he makes it easy to play with, just with how, when he's that aggressive, draws so much attention. And for us, it's a lot of times it's just get out of the way. And he took us home tonight. Absolutely.
Another guy I want you to talk about, Kendrick Nunn. Hadn't really been playing in the playoffs. Goran goes down. He was huge today, just fearless. Talk about how you guys are keeping his confidence going and how he played tonight.
Well, that's K9. I mean, he's even keel. He went through a tough stretch, missed some time early in the bubble, and it kind of set him back a little bit. And then obviously, the guy on my shirt, Goran, was playing so well that we made an adjustment. But he shows up every single day with the same attitude, same chip on his shoulder, and just wants to help this team win. So, when you reinsert him back into the lineup, it looks like he's missed nothing. No time is missed, and he's at his best when he's aggressive and getting to the line and getting to those spots, those mid-range spots that he loves.
So you're a pretty stoic guy, very humble guy. But we saw you get pretty fired up tonight. What happened with you and Dwight Howard?
If it involves someone trying to come at my teammates, I'll step outside the stoic vibe, whatever it takes. I didn't exactly see the play, the tussle or whatever it was, but I gotta know that especially a guy like Jimmy, any teammate though, right, that we have his back.
Yeah, but then he stepped over you over here, and you came down the court. It looked like you gave him a little.
Oh yeah, I think that was Anthony Davis.
Was it?
In the corner,
right?
But yeah, the other way to get me out of that stoic vibe is a bad call or a missed call. So I know the rest they're doing their best out here just like we are, but in the heat of game, sometimes you can lose it a little bit.
Duncan, we talked about moving with out the basketball, knocking down threes, but you took an unbelievable, huge charge against LeBron. Take me through that mindset. Got your feet set, you took it in your chest.
Yeah, whatever it takes to win. UD is on the sideline. I think he has the Miami Heat record for most charges taken. So when he's barking at you nonstop to take them, it's been a huge point of emphasis for us. And I was able to slide in and take it, which was big. But, at this stage, man, it's just whatever it takes to win.
How shocked were you that they called for a challenge on that?
I was a little surprised, but at the same time, I was actually surprised that it wasn't overturned.
Really?
Yeah, you got an undrafted guy, and he is who he is. So I'm surprised they stuck with the call, but I'll take it.
What are you trying to say, Duncan? I'm confused on this one.
Man,
He said it. He said, undrafted guy and the other guy.
All right, let me leave you with this, okay? Bring it back full circle from the beginning of the conversation. What if I told you that only Ray Allen and Steph Curry have hit more threes in an NBA Finals game than Duncan Robinson? What would you say?
I'd say that's very good company. Those are two big-time players. I guess I still got two people to catch then as well, so we'll see.
Very nice. Like the attitude.
Congrats.
Get some rest.
All right, appreciate it.
Go blue.
Go blue, man. Always go blue.
Don't hit me, Smitty.
Go blue. Go green sounds a little bit better, but we'll go blue right now.
All right, let's go back to Kristen Ledlow in Atlanta. Kristen, we'll come back and chat with Kendrick Nunn in a little bit.
Great. Thanks, Jared. And as Coach mentioned, it was not just Kendrick Nunn off the bench, not just Duncan Robinson's stunning shooting performance. It was Andre Iguodala on the boards as well. Grant, what can be said of the role players for the Miami Heat in this game?
Yeah, Kristen, a lot can be said, and obviously we look at Jimmy Butler and his gaudy performance. But this team, I mean, I've been impressed with. And you talk about the culture of Miami, you talk about the conditioning and the fitness. Spoelstra only played 7 guys, and for them, it's every possession. They have to exert so much energy on the defensive end collectively as a unit, but also on the offensive end, all the ball movement, the player movement. Moving. So there's a lot of energy that's needed. And so the conditioning, obviously the mental toughness, the togetherness, but the play and the belief in one another. I talked to Alonzo Mourning the other day, and he said that with Duncan Robinson, they demand he shoot the ball when he's open. They can't have him on the floor if he's not taking those shots. So you see this young player on this stage hunting his shot, and his team looking for him and him delivering. And so it's just, collectively everyone stepping up, trusting one another, and playing big at the most important time, when your season's on the line.
Because, Zeke, we talked to Chris Bosh relentlessly throughout the entirety of this postseason run. But when I asked Chris to define it, he said it's just the consummate professional continually showing up. Yeah. So, Zeke, even when they're not going as deep as they could into their bench, the guys that are showing up seem to have that next man up mentality and don't seem to be concerned with going home anytime soon.
In this era of basketball, it's good to see team basketball come back. This has been an era where we've has really glorified the individual more so than the team. And the Miami Heat has gone against the grain in terms of building a solid basketball team where it's a throwback team to, kind of the 80s where everybody played team basketball, shared the basketball, played together, and it was, one for all and all for one. And no one was really concerned about being the glamorous superstar. Everyone just wanted to win. And I look at the Miami Heat right now, and their basketball culture is so vastly different than the rest of the NBA's, because the rest of the NBA is still, looking for 2-3-man superstars, where the Miami Heat has gone back to their roots. And you look at, Pat Riley, you look at, Dwayne Wade and those guys started there. It really was about team basketball, and it's still about team basketball. And that's the most important thing right now. When I think of Miami Heat culture, I think of a team now as opposed to an individual.
And as we talk team basketball, Coach, it's not just about what the Heat did to outscore the Lakers down the stretch, but it's those necessary defensive adjustments that you mentioned prior to the game. What did you see that made them so effective in this one and that could potentially carry over into Game 6?
Yeah, defensively wise, they just are a team that can get up into you. They put pressure on you. They're going to always make you make decisions with the ball. That's why I like them. They're handsy. There was 2 big defensive plays late in that game made by defensive rebound, but they're very handsy. So they make you make decisions with the ball. And I like that. I mean, a lot of times guys back off you and you stand there and you can look all over and there's no pressure at all. They put ball pressure on you. And that's the biggest thing they got to do is continue to put ball pressure. The only play is 7 guys. And you know what? Bam Adebayo is the biggest guy by far. So they just play a bunch of like-sized guys that can switch, but they're all going to dig. They're all going to give second and third efforts. They don't have a lot of size to counteract the Lakers, but what they're getting it done with just really with hustle and grit. And one thing I want to say about Duncan Robinson, and